We end today's show with Cody Hall of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe. He had an arrest warrant issued for 2 misdemeanors of criminal trespass for land defense actions. On Monday, he learned the charges were dropped. I spoke to Cody over the weekend about his arrest.
In the manner of which I was arrested was treated like I was the native Osama, with at least 18 state officers that got out of their squad cars when I was arrested on a Highway 1806 going up to Bismarck.
So then you were taken to the Morton County Jail in Mandan?
Yeah, yep. I was taken there, and I was met with state, police officers dressed in their, in their gear, and then also just really, villainized. Just like I said, just FBI wanted to question me. I invoked my right, silence.
Have you been targeted since your arrest?
Yes, I have been targeted. As I look at, side mirrors and rearview mirrors, I have DAPL security, and they're rented trucks that they drive around with no license plate on them. And so I like to kind of play a game, and I'll just drive around a little bit just to see if that, vehicle is, tailing me. And sure enough, I get a lot of, vehicles tail me in the city.
We also spoke with Cody Hall about his experience inside the Morton County Jail, including how he was strip searched.
As I exited out of the vehicles and entered Morton County, I came up an elevator, and as the elevator door opened up, I was met with state police. And then, of course, Morton County people are there to book people. But and then from there started the process of the booking. And then again, went into a private room where they asked you to, get naked. They had my arms. They kind of like a extend your arms out. And you're fully naked, and they have you, lift up your genitals and, bend over, cough. And so it's really one of those tactics that they try to break down your mentalness of everyday life, because not every day do you wake up and say, hey, I'm going to get, naked and have somebody search me today, that's a private, that's a private feeling for you, when you get naked, so.
And 4 days later, when you were finally released, they hadn't allowed you to go out on bail or bond for those 4 days. You came before a judge in the orange jumpsuit?
Yes, I sat in the court office in my orange jumpsuit, locked, still handcuffed, exited out of the courtroom, and as I left the courtroom, there were 20 or so state police, all in their bulletproof vests, everything just looking, like they're going into action of some sort. And then they literally had a line from the courtroom to the door that connects you to the county jail. And my mother walked out with me, and as we got to the door, they were opening the door up, and as I looked behind me, my mother and I, all of the cops then proceeded to kind of
That was
swarm.
Water Protector Cody Hall, the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe. The charges were dropped against him. Special thanks to Dennis Moynihan, Honey Massoud, Laura Gottesdiener, and John Hamilton. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.